Hello my lovelies and welcome back to Sondering Tarot. This is part 3 of a 5-part series. This is our deck strength versus weakness series with a featured deck of the month. For October, that is the Tarot of Dragons by Sean Mackenzie. And I will list the previous sections in the description box down below in case you missed them. But quick recap. The strength of this deck is dreams. The weakness of this deck is life purpose. And this is your perfect pairing Oracle edition. So I'm going to show you a whole bunch of Oracle decks. I think I've got about 10 or so, maybe 9 to show you. And because of what's available, I only have like 2 indie decks to show you that pair. So I apologize for that, but it is what it is. I try to keep it an even split. Doesn't always work. So we're going to start with indie. The first one we have here is the Faded Pocket Love Oracle. This is by Athene Noctura. And you might recognize some of her decks. She does the Unfolding Path Tarot. She does the Crystal Ball Pocket Oracle, which both of those have all gone mass market, so I eventually think this one will too. It's only a 13 card deck. It's actually kind of cute, and it's geared towards love and relationships. And let's face it, we all have things we aspire to in relationships. We always have that dream of the one. So using this to navigate relationships as a pairing is actually kind of cute, and I do love the self-love card. I mean, look at that. The little kitty, seriously. Sorry, but I love this little itty bitty deck, and I reach for it quite often when I have somebody who actually wants me to give them a love reading. It's fantastic. And please note, as you can see, this is not about aesthetic pairing. These two are quite different in art style, but we're talking about the energy between the decks and not the looks, not the aesthetics. So just because the aesthetically do not match doesn't mean they pair or not pair. And I will be also moving fairly quickly, and I do apologize for that, but I don't want to keep you here all day. And then the next deck we have is the Feel Your Chakras Oracle. And of course, I've got the bottom of the deck right here, but we're going to go through some of this here. The Feel Your Chakras, I love it because it goes through all the chakras. You get a blank card, so you have the chakras. And of course, I lay it upside down. And then you get the underactive, balanced, and overactive of each chakra. You get a few of several of those. And that is really nice to have because when it comes to things you aspire to or dream to, when you have to pay attention to stuff, knowing where you are aligned or misaligned is great. And this deck will tell you if your chakra is overactive, balanced, or underactive. Or it'll just give you a blank card for the chakra that maybe you're asking has a weakness, or is clouded, blocked, or is at its strongest. There's different ways to utilize this particular deck, but I had to list it when it comes to a pairing simply because of how much this could do for somebody. So if you have a dream, but you're throwing energy at it, so your sacral and solar chakra is just fine, but you have serious doubts, so your third eye and maybe your root chakra is all screwed up. The Feel Your Chakras would be a good deck to maybe figure that out. Okay. And when it comes to also being apprehensive, kind of ties in with this next deck. This is a Peter Popper Press deck. This is called the Inner Fucking Peace deck. And it's about 60 cards or so. They are double-sided. It's only like $6 on Amazon. And Peter Popper Press, like if you've ever been in Barnes & Noble, a lot of the journals and stuff are from Peter Popper Press. And they occasionally do some decks Like this one says, behold the field in which I grow my fucks. Lay thy eyes upon it and see that it is barren. Cultivate calm. You know, we get this double-sided message to relax, chill out, and, you know, see where we maybe need to let things go. Sorry, I love this sometimes because I'm just flipping through these consecutively for the Tarot of Dragons, and this I did not shuffle beforehand. But we have the Nine of Swords, and then we have the path to inner peace begins with 4 words. Not my fucking problem. Let that crazy ass shit go. So, yeah, like this right here, these 2 cards. If we're having worries, if we're having concerns, or we're taking on doubts, or things that are not exactly our thought process, there's certain things we need to realize are unnecessary worries, unnecessary cares, that maybe we don't need to take ownership of it. Things like this that come with this pairing, I think is kind of neat, kind of fantastic, and maybe worth it to somebody out there. So I added it. And this is our sassy, sarcastic deck, and I love this deck. But I'm a Scorpio, so, you know, maybe that is just my own personal opinion. Maybe I'm biased. It's totally fine if I'm biased. Okay, next pairing is one you're probably going to recognize. This is the Tea Leaf Oracle. This is very universal. It covers a wide range of stuff simply because the deck is so freaking huge. It's what, like 250 cards? Something like that. So, if you've had your eye on the Tea Leaf Oracle, or you have it in your collection, try these 2 together. I mean, seriously. They're going to give you a lot of information in a lot of different areas. So, as far as I'm concerned, this might be one of those powerhouse Oracle pairings because of the versatility of the Tea Leaf Oracle. And once again, I apologize for the speed at which I'm doing this, but we're trying to cover tons of ground. And our next Oracle deck, this is a Rock Pool deck by Ina Segal. This is the Heal Yourself Oracle. Now, I've discovered that the Tarot of Dragons, it doesn't really quite mesh a lot with shadow work type decks. I did list the Broke Tarot in the Perfect Pairings Oracle simply because it did actually pair, and it was nice to find one that paired versus didn't. But for oracles, it seems to be a little bit more accepting of oracles that have shadow work in it than tarot. So this is what I wanted to show you, was one that does have creative influence, but also has the shadow work. Maybe be able to shift your perspective on certain things, highlight certain things for you. And yes, there's love. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in this deck, which is actually quite nice. I'm just happy that it paired, because it could have totally rejected this deck because of the shadow work element into it. But instead, it likes it just fine, and that's fantastic. Speaking of decks that it might have rejected, and probably could have, this is the Lantern Oracle by Angelina Marabito. I love this deck personally. It has the Mother, Maiden, the Crone energy into it. It does have phases. It does have healing. It does have light and dark cards. It covers a wide range of stuff. And yes, in a way, this can help with discovery. It can help with shadow work, because it goes through all phases of life. It goes through key points, and it does it very well. But these two get along just fine, and I think it's a fantastic pairing to have. So if you're struggling with finding tarot decks that pair with the Tarot of Dragons to get certain aspects, try Oracle instead, because you might get further with the Oracle than you would with tarot on tarot clarification. That's one of the things I've realized with the Tarot of Dragons. Alright, and we're going to keep on moving on. And for those of you that are big on the Seasons of the Witch, this is the Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. So we have summer, we have spring. And these two get along famously. And I imagine, or at least I'm predicting, when we get more of the Season of the Witch Summer Sabbath decks out, it will also probably pair with the Tarot of Dragons. But for right now, this is the only one that I have in my possession of the Season of the Witch that does actually pair. Even though they're vastly different in artwork. But an interesting pairing of note, so I included it, since I know people are fairly big on it. And then our next deck, you might recognize the backings. This is the Sacred Creators Oracle by Chris Ann. Some people use this as a chakra deck. Some people use this as an affirmation deck. Some people just use it as an oracle. I mean, there's creation energy in it, and it's very versatile for a deck. So it's kind of use it however you want. And that's kind of nice. But the messages within the Sacred Creators really plays well with the Tarot of Dragons. And that's saying a lot, because as much as this could work as an affirmation deck, and I will end up showing you an affirmation deck in my anti-pairs video, this one actually works. So this one will nudge you, this one will prop you up, this one will point things out, and it's a quite nice pairing. Alright, and we're going to keep moving on. We have two more decks to show you. You might recognize the backings of this one. It's a mass market from Hay House. This is a Denise Lynn deck. This is the Sacred Forest Oracle. Okay, and I mentioned this briefly in my Perfect Pairs tarot video, that the Tarot of Dragons tends to like earth energy in a deck, and this is one of those that has earth energy into it. So you have fire and earth, and with the keywords with the Sacred Forest, this works very well. So if you like a deck with keywords, if you like one that has a wide range of stuff, this might be up your alley for trying to pair. Alright, last deck I have to show you. And this one's a little bit different from the rest. This is the Female Archangels Oracle. This is what Callista's deck. Now, one of the things I've noticed with the Tarot of Dragons is that it does not really care for angel energy. It is actually hard pressed to find angel energy that it likes. And I know you're going to stand there and be like, well, Celeste, you just told me it doesn't like angel energy, and you just said this is the Female Archangel deck. Okay, I'll be honest. One of the reasons why it doesn't mind the Female Archangel is because there's a balance between male and female archangels in the deck. And that's why. It's not an unbalanced deck. It's not just all the male archangel energy. It takes a more balanced approach, because for every male they have a opposite female in the deck. And apparently the Tarot of Dragons is okay with it that way, because the angel energy is balanced. I guess you could say the Tarot of Dragons is not sexist when it comes to angels. So give it a fair amount of balanced angel energy, and it's all for it. And this is one of the decks that does it. And because I have other angel decks that do not pair, I had to include that one. I tried to give you a wide variety of stuff, and I apologize I didn't have a lot of indie decks that were Oracle that paired. But it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it informative. I will go ahead and list all the decks that I found that did pair Oracle-wise, indie or mass market, with the Tarot of Dragons in the description box down below. I will also include the previous sections of this 5-part series. I will be posting anti-pairs starting tomorrow. I usually do the Tarot and then the Oracle, so be on the lookout for it because I'm posting these consecutively. And if you missed previous month's featured deck of the month, and there's like 3 or 4 of them now, please feel free to go to my playlist on my channel. I do have a playlist for the deck strength versus weakness, the anti-pairs, and the perfect pairs. You can find whatever section you want on those. I also have November's poll up currently. At the time I am filming this already, there's 4 options for that poll. And if you'd like to say in what deck I end up featuring for next month, just like this one right here, please go ahead and vote. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like this type of content, by all means, join my lovelies here and become part of the group. And if this information was definitely helpful, you liked it, you love it, you want more of it, go ahead and give me a very big thumbs up down below. And if any of these decks, you know, piqued your interest, whatever, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you agree with some of these pairings? Do you not agree with some of these pairings? Please keep in mind they're based on the energy of the decks, not the aesthetics. And if you find other pairings that work that maybe I have not listed down below, feel free to list them in the comment section and see what everyone thinks about it. It'd be great to have you guys interact that way. Knowledge is power. Alright, my lovelies, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.